Recently, I released a video sharing my experiences with FPS combat in patch 3.18 live. A lot of comments, similar to those I've seen across Spectrum, Reddit, and the Discord, repeated how all I needed to do was see a 20 to 30 FPS bunker and I'd see laser aim, wall hacks, and advanced strategy from nigh-immortal NPCs. Hi citizens, this is Decoupled, and I'm about to show you that's hogwash. I didn't see any of those things, but I did actually have a ton of fun on this unusually quick server. The server FPS is displayed on every single video in this 25 to 30 FPS series, and while I'm far from an FPS god, I thought I'd put up or shut up. These videos have been cut, and all the kills are at 100% speed.
Over here, look!
I'll let the text do most of the work here, but I do want to emphasize that this is a 30 FPS knife run. Hmm, 29 to 30 average server FPS. Maybe this guy was taking drugs. And maybe this guy too. And that guy. This is an assassination mission and not a security bunker, and a tunnel Ninetails gang hideout is sure to have drugs around. Maybe this player didn't equip a silencer. I'll have to go in loud for the next bunker. Yep, I can definitely smell weed in here. Wait a second. Call me cheeky, but after avenging that fallen citizen, I can't help but wonder if they're already off on Spectrum, posting about the insane NPCs in this 30 FPS server. If you're someone who enjoys modern first-person shooters, you may notice I'm not exactly playing it safe here. While the NPCs are definitely more dangerous than in the first video, where I averaged 7 server FPS, I would put these NPCs on par with the Scavs of Tarkov, and that's a compliment. Statements about laser aim and shooting through corners don't help the game. They just make bunkers sound prohibitive, when the reality is they're very doable, even with a modicum of care taken to not stand still in the open too long. If you're inexperienced with first-person shooters, leaning out from corners can both feel cool and protect your body from projectiles. You can do this by pressing Q and R. Notice security actively moving around looking for the bad guys. That's pretty refreshing. Boop. The Pisces is always so easy to land. Got a little lazy and almost died here. That guy was definitely on drugs. One cool aspect to this server was how NPCs interacted more readily. In security bunkers, Crusader security had already been steeped in battle by the time I arrived down the elevator. In this one, they only left me 2 targets. Thanks, boys. I'll even forgive you for the security stop right by a hostile assassination bunker.
I have been authorized to scan your vehicle for security purposes. Please hold your vehicle.
This is fine. Hopefully, I've changed some opinions on NPCs in high FPS servers. I think they're more interesting this way. I've heard the same reports about ship combat, so I dipped off from bunkers for a minute to clear a very high-risk target in the C8R Pisces. On my radar, you can see I engage all 3 targets and corkscrew to victory on this hurricane.
Target destroyed.
You know, I really hate to say it, but skill issue. At some point, my carriage had to turn into a pumpkin, and the server inevitably began to get busier. With increased players comes decreased server FPS. So far this one only had 10 players, but soon it was 30, then 50. There's been a lot of great missions on 3.18 Live despite all the issues, and with hundreds of beacons, bounties, and the odd drug or delivery run, this was probably the most fun I've had. Allow me to share my favorite bunker of the session with you before we go. While there were obviously some exaggerations about the difficulty of these bunkers, I treated each one with respect. Rather than get angry and argue endlessly over anecdotes, I got down to business because I think Star Citizen has a ton of potential and a great community behind it. This was my favorite bunker because hiding behind this panel, the NPCs stocked up on me and I felt genuinely in danger. The audio cues still need a lot of work, but the suspense is definitely there. In case I'm not being clear enough, this is not a video coming down on the developers of Star Citizen. It's quite the opposite. I wanted to show that instead of insane death traps, bunkers in 3.18 servers functioning properly are a blast, and I encourage you to try them yourself. When things really get tough, you can always rely on the salvo pistol. Thanks for the med pen, bud. Remember how that NPC just peeked around the corner and got some shots in? Playing aggressively rather than hesitating is an important thing to practice in first-person shooters. Don't be reckless, but being first around the corner often means you get the drop on your enemy. That's it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the C8R Pisces, the best bunker runner in the verse. If anyone out there still feels this isn't representative of 3.18 NPCs, please share your videos, screenshots, or it didn't happen. Thanks for watching.